안녕하세요. Welcome to next matchup. Today we're cooking kimbap using these 메밀면 buckwheat noodles. Normally kimbap has rice, but this time we're going to take the rice and we're not going to use the rice. We're going to use these noodles. These noodles have a beautiful crunch, sort of chewy texture, and we're going to roll them up in the seaweed paper that we've got right here. Essentially what we're doing is we're taking one of my favorite dishes, which is that makguksu or Dulgireum Makguksu, and we're going to remake it in the form of kimbap. So it's going to have all the same ingredients. You take something green like perilla leaves, you take your noodles, your me밀국수, a bit of dulgireum and your seaweed there, but in this case we're wrapping it up like kimbap. So let's see how this goes. This is the first time I'm making it and I can't wait to try this out. Let's begin. The key to this dish are these buckwheat noodles or 메밀면. They're thicker and they're chewier. So when you're cooking them, you want to cook them for between 3 to 4 minutes. 3 minutes is the best sort of time to aim for because you don't want to overcook them. If you overcook them, they'll be too soft and they're not going to work very well as kimbap. You can always just taste it and see they should be a little bit chewy just before you take them out. At about that 3-minute mark and you'll be fine. So once they are done and you've checked them, what you can do is make sure we wash them. So get them off the boil, make sure they're not boiling, and get them into a thing of cold water. The colder the water, the better. You want to stop that cooking process and make sure they're not going soft and sort of mushy. Stir those up, get a lot of that sort of, you want to give it a good little bit of a mix here. Now you're not going to rub them as much as you would noodles for other dishes because we want them to stick together a bit more. In other dishes you want them to move well and sort of get the sauce all mixed into it, but these ones they're okay like that. And we want some egg. We want our kimbap to have a little bit of egg in this dish just to add a little bit of extra texture and flavor. The egg is absolutely optional though. Remember, this is a 메밀 noodle dish. The hero of the dish is the noodles. You don't have to do the egg, but I really like doing it this way and using these. So we're rolling it up. We just want it to be a little bit thick and sort of resemble almost a square or thick circle. So just add your egg a little bit at a time. Now this is quite a time intensive process, so you can skip that step if you really want. Now I'm not making an omelette, so this shouldn't be too thick, just a little bit of egg until it's basically looking like that. That's the perfect size. This is the sauce I'm going to add into the noodles. Now I've made a mistake here. I think I've put too little. I was really worried about it liquid. I suggest using more than I'm using on screen here. So in the recipe, I think I say 1 tablespoon of soy sauce and a ½ tablespoon of sugar. I think you'll get a much better result if you do that. Maybe even a little bit more. So just base it on what you feel like. But definitely this was not enough. So add more than I'm adding here. Give it a good mix. Now they're not clumped together, I'm sort of making sure that I'm moving them apart, but if there's still a bit of starch, that's okay. It won't be a big issue, because we're also going to put some perilla oil. And once again, mix that in so that everything looks nice and glossy. There should be no liquid at the bottom of the bowl though, because if the noodles are wet, it's going to ruin the kimbap. That kimbap kim that I'm showing you right there, that seaweed will get soggy and it won't work. Make sure you use the shiny side on the outside, rough side on the inside. To help make sure that you're protecting that seaweed, put down a layer of perilla leaf or some kind of leaf, and then you can put the noodles on top of that. That'll make sure that the kimbap on the outside is staying nice and crispy and crunchy, or the kim, should I say, the seaweed. Perfect. There's that egg. I love the layers in this. I've just cut it in half. I'm going to use half of this and half of the next one. Try to figure out where the middle's going to be. A little bit of water on the edge because that'll help it stick so that your kimbap holds its shape. Now rolling's up to you. There's a couple of different ways. You can roll it in one big circle. I'm going to do that first. Sort of take the edge and sort of push it in like this if you want to do that, and then really push it together so you get this one big round. That's one way to do it. There we go. Perfect. And I'll show you how to do it another way where you sort of just the more usual way. You just roll it up. That's much easier, but the result's going to be a little bit different. Depends on how you like your kimbap. So same again. And then this time when I roll it, I'm going to sort of roll it into the middle and then give it another roll. you'll find that it holds its shape a lot better, but it won't look as pretty. When you make normal kimbap, if you can do it in one big roll, it looks really pretty. It looks like one giant circle with a layer of rice around the outside. Quite beautiful. Perilla oil, you can use, instead of putting perilla oil on top, you can use sesame, but since this is a version of a makguksu that often uses dulgireum with perilla oil, what I'm going to do is use perilla oil on top. Whenever you're making kimbap, we usually do this step, and then we add some sesame seeds over the top as well. You want to add a fair few of these, maybe more than you normally would for kimbap, because once again, the dish is designed to be this way. Ooh, look at this, let's see. So the outside is still nice and crackly and crunchy, and then the inside is soft, but not too moist. Beautiful. Now, when you're cutting it, you'll find that you want to use obviously a fairly sharp knife. It's quite difficult cutting these little kimbaps, but you can play around with your design and sort of see what works for you and how you like to wrap it. Now, of course, one of the most important things with this dish is not how it looks, it's how it tastes. So, let's see how it tastes. Okay, let's try these things. They look okay and they definitely smell okay. Oh, beautiful dulgireum. The perilla oil smells so good. Let's try. Those are definitely chewy noodles. Not bad, not bad. Though I will say I probably under-seasoned. I could put a little bit more soy sauce and some sugar in there. I used a little bit. I was worried that they'd be too messy or too wet, but I think I could definitely get away with putting a little bit more. The dulgireum's good, but once again, the flavor is just not enough with that noodle. Usually when you have kimbap, you've got other ingredients inside. In this case, I just have the egg, so it could use a little bit more sort of salt and some soy sauce. Honestly, I might even put a little bit of maeshojang in there, so that's sort of a bit of plum juice, plum extract. I think that'd add a delicious flavor to it. So there you go. Not bad, and definitely tastes are all there. Just need to be a little bit stronger. All right, not a bad dish. Definitely fun for a first try. And look, they look great. Look at these things. They look perfect. Beautiful. And it was fun making the egg too. All right, I hope you enjoyed the recipe. Try it out at home. Remember, add a little bit more soy sauce if you want. Get a bit more flavor from those noodles. All right, thanks for watching, and 안녕히 계세요. See you next time.